Off the top of your head, an agent that's listening to this interview, what would you tell them is kind of the reason you've got to the level you've got in the last 10 years?
Well, I reckon it's trying to find touch points with people who've been along the way consistently. So there's no point in doing an appraisal for someone if you're going to spend maybe 2 to 3 hours doing the appraisal, presenting it and whatnot, and they're not ready to sell, and then they never hear from you again. So what you need to do is you need to do the appraisal, but then put them into a system so they continuously hear from you until they're ready to sell. So I try and have about 8 to 10 touch points per year with that one appraisal. So when they're ready to sell, they won't necessarily listen to me, but they'll give me the opportunity to come back and reappraise, only because they've had the consistent touch points from me over that period of time. Because you see other
Mm.
agents go out there, they'll do the appraisal, and then you ask the client when the seller when you list it, how come you didn't list with so and so, and they're like, well, I never heard from them again. So, and look, Leon, you continuously keep in touch with us, so that's why you're front of mind. So I think that's the key to my business is I probably have about 600 people or 600 houses I keep in touch with on a consistent basis all year long. And I mean, that's not too hard to do either. That's just 2 people per day in a way. Because,
Mm.
say 700, 350 days a year. So if you can talk to 600 people, it's only approximately 2 people per day. So it's not a hard job either. Um, but it's just continuously keeping in touch with those clients.
Have you done a bunch of work to make sure you've kept that number around the 600 mark as well? Because I know agents that have got like 15,000 people on their list, and for them it's just completely overwhelming to follow up and nurture a database of that size. But have you purposely kept it at a number? Is it even now it's getting to a point where it's like, oh man, I need to start to cull this, or how do you manage that database?
So I make sure I want that database to grow as big as possible. That's how many. I mean, I've sold just over 300 houses now. Um, so so that's people I've sold a house to or a house for or have appraised their house. So I'm continuously keeping in touch, and that number's continuously growing. So I just want to continuously increase numbers. I mean, I've got about 12,500 phone numbers on my phone. I mean, I can't keep in touch with everyone. I'd love to outsource that and get someone else to contact those clients to see if they're ready to sell. But I mentally and physically can't do it. So I just, make sure I'm keeping in touch with the close people, the ones I've actually had a really, really good interaction with, and hopefully they'll use me again.
And do you
Yeah.
have a team, and how is that structured?
So yeah, I've got a PA that is in house. So her name is Jasmine, and she does all the paperwork. So she'll do, as soon as I get a listing, I just pass that over to her, and she will get all that sorted for me. And pretty much get it online, book the photographer, etc. Then I've got another guy, Callum. He's part time and he works with me on the road. So he'll go out and do building reports, evaluations, meet the photographer, set up the lockbox. He'll do door knocking if needed, brochure drops, deliver things that need to be delivered. So I can continuously just concentrate on pretty much talking to someone all day. Like if I'm not talking to someone, I'm not making money. So it's important that I'm continuously keeping in touch with past clients, current listings, buyers, sellers. They're looking to sell, they're not quite ready to come on, or they are ready to come on, and I'm in competition with a couple of other agents. So I'm continuously, just doing the dollar productive activities. There's no
Mm.
point in me being in a building report or meeting a photographer. Um, so yeah, I've got Callum doing that, and Callum loves doing it. So it's great for him to be out there doing that.
Awesome. I often find agents when they start to think about team and scaling their business, it almost feels like everyone would say it's too early until it's too late. Did you find that when you started to hire, it was because you were already at like over capacity, or did you do it as a way to go to that next level?
Yeah, I definitely want to try and we all want to try and get to that next level. I just found myself doing I was getting too busy. I mean, with paperwork and whatnot, like to do an appraisal, we've got to fill out all these fields on this form so the admin team in our office can populate or put the appraisal together. And I was sitting in doing data input in the office. I was like, there's no point in me doing this. I should be out there door knocking that street around my new listing. So that's when I took my first PA on, Jasmine. And then she got busy, and then I found I had less time again because I was going to these building reports or meeting a photographer and whatnot, and I was like, I shouldn't be doing this either. I need someone else now. So then I
Mm,
got another guy part time, so it wasn't going to cost too much, and that keeps him busy. So he's in the Arvos, he's out there doing those appointments. So I make sure my building reports and valuations and photo shoots all in the Arvo, so I know Callum's available. He'll also do second inspections if I'm unavailable. He puts all my pointer signs out, so he has Friday Arvo off, and he puts all my pointer signs out on a Sunday. So he put about 25 signboards out on a Sunday, pointing to all my open homes,
hmm
and and put those signs out. And then about 5 p.m, he'll bring those signboards back in. So it just saves me doing all that work that I realistically shouldn't be doing. I normally try and do about 10 open homes on a Sunday. So I have 15 minutes break between each open home. So I literally don't have time to go and put the pointer signs out. In winter, he'll turn the aircon units on, to put the lights on. So every time I get to the open home, Callum's already been through and set the house up. And if the heat pump's been running since 9 a.m, by the time you get there at midday or whenever your open home is, the house is toasty warm.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant. I really liked what you opened with when you're talking about staying front of mind. Do you think there's some core beliefs or myths that agents, say 90% of agents in New Zealand get, what do people get wrong with database, staying front of mind, staying in constant communication, following up after appraisals? Like, what have you noticed that people could just, if they just tweaked this one thing, that would change their business?
So, I mean, making it simple. So, knowing when you did the appraisal really quickly and fast. I mean, we have something called Property Suite we use within our office, which I find is quite hard to work out and to sort of get information quickly. I mean, you could just go like have it on your notes in your phone. You could have a page called January, February, March, April down to December. Every time you do an appraisal or meet someone, put that person's name under January in that notes folder on your phone. So then the following January, it's like, oh, I haven't spoken to that person for a year. I mean, you should be talking to them as more times in a year, but as you go on, like you could, every 3 months, you could go through and go, okay, I've got to talk to this person again. It's just about putting people into a system so you know when you spoke to them last, and oh shit, I've got to talk to this person again. I
Yeah.
mean, things that we do, we give out hot cross buns to all our clients per year. So when it comes to Easter, I give out 600 packs of hot cross buns to all my clients, and we
Awesome.
we hand deliver them. I hand deliver them. It takes 5 days, and just knock on the door if they're not home. Put it on their doorstep and text them saying, "Hey, I've dropped off some morning tea or afternoon tea. Have a great Easter, and I hope to see you soon." You know,
Awesome.
even if you're doing an appraisal for someone you haven't sold them a house, go into RPNZ and find out when they bought, and then you put that into your calendar so you can send them an anniversary text saying, "Hey, Margaret and Jim. Look, you may not remember this, but you actually bought your house 18 years ago today. Blah, blah, blah." It's just another touch point that's not being annoying and giving them information.
Mm,
Like I did a colouring competition the other day. So I text all my clients, the 600 people, saying, hey, I've got a colouring competition. If you've got kids or grandkids that would like to enter, also there's a mum and dad section. So I sent out about 600 texts. Um, Probably about 80, I think 80 people replied saying yes, they want it. And then, honestly, only about 20 to 25 groups actually entered the competition out of that 600. So it was a poor success rate regarding getting comps back, but it wasn't about the competition. The whole thing was me reaching out to them and saying hello and offering them the colouring competition. So they heard
right.
from me again and they saw my name. That's all I want. I want them to see my name as many times per year. And I'm trying to find excuses to reach out and say hello. And it doesn't have to be about real estate. You understand?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. I had one of the guys I talked to, um, when you sell your home with him, he gives you a settlement gift. And then every year for 8 years, he gives you a
Yeah.
voucher for your favorite restaurant. But the way he does it is he does it
Yeah.
electronically, so they only has to pay once they redeem. Anyway, it's exactly what you're saying. It's like, how many
Yeah.
excuses can I make? Is it Easter? Is it the 12 days of Christmas? Is it, whatever it is? For that Easter one specifically, was that chosen strategically, like in terms of that time of the year, or was it just kind of aligned with what you thought would be a good gift or, something to do?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a great time of year to be contacting people. Sort of, that Christmas rush is done. Pack of hot cross buns is about $4.50. The company I work with, they actually go 50-50 of us. So they pay half and we pay half.
Hmm.
And who doesn't like hot cross buns? They
Hmm.
don't melt on the doorstep. And everyone loves them. Um, and I even send them, like, if they're not home, I text them the recipe, look, hey, make sure you toast them with plenty of butter. Make it a bit
Yeah,
fun,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know. With, I mean, sending them, birthday messages. Like, as soon as a house comes up for sale in their street, um, text them, hey, look, for you might like to know, we've got this, there's a house come up for sale in your street. Would you like to know the sale price? Once the house sells, text them the sale price once it settles. There's so many excuses to contact people. I mean, even if 660 was playing in Napier, text your clients, hey, you won't believe it, you hear 660's coming to Napier, make sure you get in there and get your tickets.
Yeah.
Like you're just giving information. And I mean, you don't send that text message to randoms. These people know me personally now because I've been in their house, so it's not like it's a bit random.
Hmm.
um, but you just some people just don't reply. I send them texts or have calls and don't talk to them for years. Then out of the blue, they ring me and say, "Hey, Leon, look, mate, we're looking to sell. Can you come and see us?" And you
Mm.
go for your text message because always once they ring me and ask me, I go back and look at our last text conversation. Sometimes it's like, man, this person hasn't replied to me for 3 years, and I've been texting them that whole time. But I know behind the scenes they're reading my texts and they're seeing my name and they're seeing my signboards.
Yeah. It's like increasing that surface area for luck. Because I think I've found when I was a real estate agent, I found that as well. It was like, um, I think there's a famous marketing quote from the 1950s from an agency that said, I spent $100 million on marketing, 50 million of it um, does all the work, and 50 million of it does nothing. But I don't
Yeah.
know which 50 million it is. So it's the idea you have to be doing these activities, but you actually don't know when someone's going to pass away, get divorced, move cities, get off a new
Yep.
job, X, Y, and Z, and you're just
Yep.
there because you're front of mind. Um, 10 years, over 300 homes. What would you say is next for Leon? Looking back in the last decade, you've now got a team, you've scaled your business. Do you look forward to, is there any milestone or something that you're looking forward to on the horizon?
Um, I mean, I mean, all I'm trying to do the whole time is try and work smarter, not harder. Okay.
Hmm.
So in other words, do less, make more. Um, so I'm just always trying to find ways to work that out. I mean, PAs definitely help. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, trying to think of the future just to
Yeah.
get more phone calls in and phone calls out. I mean, that will never happen, but just continuously having people contact me when they're ready to sell. I mean, there's nothing more disappointing when I see a listing come online and I've been in touch with them for that, last 5 to 10 years, and they haven't even called me in for an appraisal. That really hurts. If they call me in for an
Mm.
appraisal and I miss the listing, it's not so bad, because the main thing is I know that my system's worked and I've gone in, but maybe my commission's too high, or I was feeling off that day, or their friends are a real estate agent. So yeah, it's really important that I'm getting called into every single person's house that are looking to sell. Um, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man.
yeah.
Is there anything that you think? I've got like some like more fun questions to finish, but is there anything you think I've missed here that you would want to tell yourself 10 years ago, just getting into real estate? That you're like, mate, if just there's so much noise out there. Just do this. Like, if you can actually just do this, like,
Yeah.
what would that thing be?
Just say I reckon always save every single person's phone number. Okay, if
Mm.
they sell, not sell. If I meet them, um, They inquire online, meet them in an open home. I save their details, and I try and keep in touch with them. It's over. I've got too many now, but back when I first started, I just save everyone, categorize them, so you know when you met them and where you met them, um, and just keep in touch with people as many times as possible without being annoying. You know, you don't want to be an annoying agent that's ring and say, "Do you want to?" I don't even use the word appraisal anymore. As soon as you say the word appraisal,
Mm,
sometimes it scares them off. I say things along the lines of, should I pop over and have a look at your house and let you know what you can do to get your house ready for market? You know, they don't know I'm over there appraising it, but they're like, yeah, mate, pop over. We would love to know what you think we could do to house to get it ready for sale. Then when you're there, you look through and say, hey, look, I might as well come back and let you know what your house is worth. I can, look through the stats and whatnot. Um, so just
yeah,
those kind of things, is trying to help people, try and get them closer to getting ready for the market and you being the chosen agent to sell their house.
awesome. Okay, we're going to finish with the fast five. Fast five questions. Okay, so the first one is, what's the weirdest thing you've ever experienced at a viewing or an open home? What comes to mind?
Weirdest thing, I've one of my tenants was, I don't know if I can say this, but was dead on the couch when I went into the house,
Oh,
and that was probably the weirdest
no.
weirdest one I've seen. Like, and it's a really old lady, and it was horrible. And I had to ask the buyer, what do I do? Because I was in shock, and he goes, mate, call 111. That was the weirdest.
That
That
takes the
was the
cake.
weirdest one.
My
That was many
gosh.
years. That was many years ago.
Yeah. That, yep, that'll do it. Okay, number two. What's your favorite book or like content that you've consumed when it comes to real estate?
What's his name? Who's that? Who's the Frederick Euclid? Is it? He's $1 million listing in
Yeah.
New York. I've
Hmm.
forgotten his book name, but it was out of control. It was so good. It was down to men's hygiene, health, fitness, sales. I learnt so much from that book, even to wear
Awesome.
funky socks. Um, he taught me so much, and I was reading it when I was I downloaded it, and I loved it so much. I was reading it at my mate's wedding in Rarotonga. I was like, "What's wrong with me? I'm reading a real estate book at my mate's wedding in Raro." Like, and I'm not a reader,
Wow.
but it just gripped me. I was just like, and it was through iBook, so I highlighted all the good bits, and then I
Mm,
think you can actually all the highlighted parts you can actually download them, and then I put them into a list of all just the real good key points, and there was hundreds of them. So Frederick Euclid, I forgot what the book name is. He's only got one out there. The Time to Sell or something it's called. But for
yeah,
a
let me
non-reader,
track that down
loved it.
so we get it in here. Is it called The Sell? The Secrets of Selling Anything to Anyone.
I think it
Is that
was,
one?
yeah, something like that. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Um,
That's
okay,
an
cool.
awesome, awesome book. And I'm a non-reader, and I was hooked.
Awesome. I'm going to write that down. Um, okay, number three. If you weren't selling houses, what job would you be doing?
I'd be wanting to train other agents.
Nice. Yeah.
I like it's great actually giving information. I mean, I've gone through this today quite quickly, especially because I've got a final inspection at 11 o'clock and I'm not in my
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I've gone really fast, but I love to see other agents listen and learn and succeed.
Yeah.
Also, I'm an electrician by trade, so electrical training company called Etco trained me to be an electrician. So I'd love to inspire young people to get into a trade like being a sparky, because
Mm,
I travelled the world on my trade, and I learnt so much in that trade, how to use power tools. Just even today, I hook up lights. So just
mm.
telling the younger generation the benefits of having a trade and what you can do with that trade.
Cool. Okay. Two more real quick. Favorite holiday spot in New Zealand?
Yep, my favourite holiday spot.
Hmm.
Um, oh, it's near Waihao Bay. I think it's Maraihako.
Mm,
It's just this real beautiful little bay, and you camp under 5 putacava trees, and you can have fires on the beach. There's a big river beside it, and there's amazing fishing out the front. I'm also from
perfect.
Northland, so anywhere with islands, or I love boating. So yeah,
Man.
they're pretty my favourite.
Okay. That's beautiful. I'm gonna have to check that one out too. Okay, last question. Who should I have on the podcast next? And if I do get them on, what should I ask them?
Uh, um, well, I got heaps of guys to look up to. I mean, there's Brent Baston. He's pretty cool.
Mhm.
He's in Tauranga. I actually went and spent a day with Brent in Tauranga. I spent, well, 2 days. I actually hung out with Brent, yeah, in his car and went to all his appointments. He taught me a lot. So he's a
Yeah,
great
he was the
guy.
first. He was our first one we had on.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, yeah. I was up in Tauranga, so I just made it work. Yes, his interviews on the YouTube. But yeah, anyone else come to
Yeah.
mind?
David Paffelman, he's a good dude. He's not actually a real estate agent, but he's an auctioneer and trainer. He does
Oh, cool.
yeah courses. He's good. My dad, he managed Bartham Thompson. He's now
Oh, wow.
retired. You probably hate me saying that, but yeah, dad's a good great guy. He knew a lot. So feel free to get him on next.
Okay.
I'll make him do it.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds good. Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Um, okay, cool. Awesome, man. Well, look, thank you so much for your time. I'll hit stop now.